Welcome, beautiful friends. So today we're going to do one of my favorite things, which is working on our hips. Now, a lot of time you hear people say, oh, I've got tight hips. But you've also got to remember that the way our skeleton is determines a lot. So I used to do ballet when I was younger, and I was never, ever mega flexible. So some of us are never going to be, the majority of us, I should say, are never going to be open knees on the floor, and that's okay. So sometimes it might not be that you have tight hips, it might be you have tight hip flex, you might have a tight lower back, or it might just be that that is your range of movement. That's not to say that we can't work on keeping our hips more mobile and also working the muscles around our hips. So we're just going to start off in a butterfly, or you might just take a moment here and just simply notice, or you can come to lie down on the floor and just simply notice how it feels around your hips, how it feels around your outer glutes, your lower back. Sometimes if you have a tight back or a stiff back, that can affect our hips, etc. So just simply noticing how you feel this moment in time. Taking a nice deep breath in and let it go. In fact, whilst we're here, do a couple little flexes of the spine. So inhale, lift through your heart, and exhale, round. So remember, the body's all interlinked, and sometimes as well, stiff hips, and I use the term stiff hips, might be if we're feeling a little bit stuck in life, we're a bit afraid to move forward, that can also show up in our hips. So sometimes it's not just our body. Sometimes our body is reflecting our mind, or it's listening to our thoughts. And so if you feel, you feel stuck, you don't know where to go, you don't know where to move, that can be reflected in your body. And just a couple more, breathing in, heart forward, breathing out, rounding. We're into that spine, head, neck. And then come back to center. So a lot of the movements we're going to do are about moving rather than about a perfect pose. It will become clear as we move through. So just starting off, bringing the soles of your feet together. How close or how far away doesn't matter, because we're going to be moving anyway. So what we're going to do, we're going to just start off trying to move towards our heels, walking on your sit bones. Now, don't worry if you don't get quite as far as I do. Just keep breathing. And then when you've gone as far as you can, see if you can walk back again. Again, you might not go as fast as I'm going or as far as I'm going, and that's okay. Again, just have a little bit of fun with it as well. You might be able to go all the way back. So that's the idea, is to have a little bit of fun as well. Moving forward. One of those things that after a while you might get into a rhythm and start to be able to move a little bit more, and then moving back, and then come to about this position. So you're about halfway of your maximum, and if you can, wrap your hands around your feet, and as you breathe in, bring the knees together as if you're trying to press the knees together, but I want you to push with the arms. So imagine you're trying to squeeze the knees in, but you're resisting with your arms. And then as you exhale, press the knees towards the floor and see if you can lift your heart a little bit. So as you inhale, bring the knees in, maybe relax the chin. So if you're doing a spine flex, as you exhale, press the knees towards the floor, draw your heart forward. So inhale, so really squeeze in, but press out with the arms. Exhale. Forward. Just a couple more times, and you should start to feel the stretch in your hips and inner thighs. And release. Then walking back a little bit. Then you're going to breathe in. As you breathe out, you're going to try and lift one foot up and over and see if you can find your way in this position. Now, you may need to use your hands a little bit. That's okay. And then lift to come back. Again, breathe in, breathe out. So you can take the foot up and over. Pause for a second. And release, bring it back. Breathe in and out. So if you need to use your hands to the floor, that's okay. And take it back out again. What we're trying to do is move the leg without holding on to the leg. So try and find that movement in. So you can use your hands to balance or stop yourself tipping over, but not to move the leg. So try and move the foot, the leg as much as you can without helping it along. Doesn't matter whether you get all the way or not. You might get here somewhere, that's okay. If you can, find that point here and just relax for a second, or maybe jiggle a little bit, and out. Oh, one more. And out, and same thing the other side. See how it feels on this side. You might find it easier on one side than the other. That's the thing, if we want to feel different, we need to move differently. And often we're afraid of trying new things, aren't we? Because we're afraid of looking foolish. We're afraid of getting it wrong. But there is no right or wrong. And the other thing is, it's really good for your brain when we do new things, because the brain has to go, oh, I've not done this before. I need to really pay attention. And then come back. So if you've wandered forward a little bit, you can bring the foot back. This time you're going to take the foot behind you to make like a kind of, what I call it, like a zigzag shape. Then bring it back. Again, see if you can try and do it without using your hand. If you find you're tensing your neck or shoulders, then lightly bring the fingertips to the floor. So it's more important that you're moving the legs without lifting the legs. So if you notice how much rotation and how much I'm working the muscles around this leg, that's the most important thing. Just again, make sure you're not tensing your neck or shoulders. Notice how it feels in the rest of the body as well. This time we're going to keep it there, and we're just going to bring some movement in. So you might just shift forward and back. You might take a little twist and move in the upper body. So again, we're not isolating as such. We're not forgetting that everything is interlinked. As I said in the beginning, it might not be that you have tight hips as such. It might be that something else is tight. Remember, the body is not rigid. If you imagine, the whole body is constantly moving and flowing. You know, we feel like, or we think that the body is a rigid, solid structure, but actually it's not. You think of all the fluid flowing, the blood, etc., and the trillions of cells as they move. So if you were to look at your body under a really high-powered microscope, you would see it would be like vibrating. Again, imagine if your body was running the show, your body was guiding your movement. How would it move? Bring that foot back, and then taking the other foot around. Again, you'll probably notice that one side is easier than the other. And try not to rush. Either try and go as slowly as you can, even if you need to bring your fingertips to the floor. Make sure you're not holding the breath. And this time staying here. Again, just bringing some movement in to the body. Where does your body want to move? So I love spinal twists. Spinal twists are so good for your whole body. Once we kind of let go of expectations, let go of trying to achieve a particular shape, we can start to really listen to our body. If you think about it, if you think of all the people, like in a regular class, for example, all different people, different sizes, shapes and abilities, we're never going to all make the same shape. It's just not going to happen. And yet we all try and fit ourselves into the same kind of shape. And then bring the foot back. Then bring my left foot in. And bring the right foot up. And see if you can bring your foot into your elbow crease, if possible. Clasp the hands if you can. If not, don't worry. So if you need to adjust the foot that's on the floor, that's okay. And imagine trying to rock the baby, but keeping your head still. So we're trying to keep this part, your upper body, nice and still. And just moving, rotating in that hip. And breathing in. And breathing out. Try and imagine pushing the foot into your elbow and then really hugging the knees in towards you, the leg in towards you. And hugging that knee in, and see if you can kind of relax around the outer hip and glute. It's not my most comfortable position, but if I can try and find a sense of relaxation, after a while it will start to kind of give a little bit. And see if you can bring that foot to the floor in front of you, so the shin is at a right angle. And notice how far my knee is off the floor. That's about as far as I can go. And I'm going to take a little twist, bring my hand to the knee, turn through the upper body. I'm going to come the other way, and I'm going to see if I can bring my elbow into my foot and use that as a lever to twist a little bit more the other way. I'm pressing my elbow into that foot to twist the other way. Inhale, exhale, twist. In and out again. See if I can bring my elbow to the outside to press. And you may find you can get a little bit further each time. And then come around. See if you can almost like creep the hands out. Stretch the hands out. Spider the fingertips. Relax the head down. Or you can kind of like wave the head a little bit side to side. Full breaths in. And out. Imagine melting your heart over that leg. And slowly slide or walk the hands in. And bring that foot in. And we're going to switch sides. So bring this right foot into position that you can kind of relax in. Then bring the left foot, again if you can, try and hook it into your elbow crease. Push the foot into the elbow crease. Push the elbow crease into the foot. So you're pushing the foot into the elbow crease, pushing the elbow crease into the foot. Clasp the hands if you can. when I first started practicing this, I used to keep tipping over backwards all the time because I'm not very open in my hips. So practice does make progress, but sometimes it is literally practice, doing sort of thing every day to start to get your hips open. But say you still have to kind of like, at the end of the day, accept that you may never get to like lotus point. I will never get to the point of bringing my feet up into a lotus, and my body's just not designed that way. And I stopped worrying about that a long time ago. It was like, do you know what? It's no big deal. I can let it go. I can let it go. Again, try and keep the upper body still so you're not swinging through the upper body. So spine as straight as you can. Mine's got slightly rounded. I appreciate that. But I'm trying to keep my head still. So I'm turning the leg rather than turning through the body. And you can go even slower. So the more you flex the foot and push the foot into the hip crease, the easier it becomes. And you can try and hold it here. See if you can relax out to hips and glutes as much as possible. Let's see if you can bring this foot and lay it down. So lay the baby down onto the floor. So again, that shin is parallel to your hip, to the mat. Breathe in, breathe out, little twist. So you can press this knee down into the floor as you twist. And inhaling out. Again, let's see if you can bring your elbow, left elbow, place it into the left foot. Press the elbow into that foot. So you're twisting through the upper body. Give your upper back a stretch as well. Inhale up. Exhale, twist. In and out. So you bring the elbow into the foot. Press and twist. If you can't quite reach, then just hold on to the foot and have a little twist here, as if you're spinal twisting the upper back. And release, stretch the hands out, spider the fingertips. Relax the head and neck, relax the heart towards the floor. Imagine breathing into your hip spaces. And slowly walk or slide the hands in and come back up to sitting. Bring the feet back into that butterfly position or Baddha Konasana position. And you're going to bring one hand behind you, and we're going to kind of come over onto one knee. So I'm bringing my left hand to the floor behind me, and I'm kind of starting to turn my torso to the left. And I'm going to draw that knee together, and I'm going to open it out again. So I'm going to draw the knee in, and I'm going to open it out again, pressing it out towards the back wall. So I might inhale, bring the knee together, exhale, open. So I'll show you from the side. So I've kind of gone from here and rolled onto my left hip a little bit, draw the knee in, and open it out. So using the inner thigh muscle. So it's not just stretching, we want the strength work as well. So press the knees out, squeeze your butt as if you're going to lift your hips off the floor here. So breathe in, open, breathe out. If you can, have your palm flat so you can press into the mat. And really lift and open through your heart. And so you can bring both hands to the floor. So again, we're twisting through the upper body. So as you open that knee out, we'll bring a little spinal twist into the upper body. Then come back, bring yourself back, and bring the right hand to the floor. Roll over slightly onto your right. hip. And push the hips forward. Inhale, drop the knee close. Exhale, open. Squeeze your booty as if you're going to lift your hips off the floor. Breathe in and out. And press it out. You might start to notice it feels a little bit more open. Again, using the inner thigh muscles. So you're not just bringing it here. You're really opening it out as far as you can. Squeeze your glutes. Stretch. So squeeze your bum muscles. Stretch around the front of the hips, front of the groin. Open and close. And then bring both hands to the floor. And again, as you open out, you're doing that little twist as well. So looking down towards the right. And notice a little bit more opening each time. So it feels like my knee is opening more each time. And then come back. Woo! To where we started. This time, stretch the left leg out. Bring this right foot against your inner thigh. Now this knee should be pretty open by now, but what you're going to try and do, you're going to try and lift the knee up and you're going to use your own strength to press against it. So you're going to keep the arm pressure constant, pushing down, and inhale, try and lift that knee up and really feel like you want to feel like a shake. You want to apply much pressure, so you must feel a little shake. This foot stays flexed. As you exhale, relax the knee, keep pressing with the hand. So even if it doesn't go to the floor, you'll still feel an opening in the hip. Make sure you're not lifting off the left butt cheek. Inhale, try and lift that knee up, press against it. Exhale, release, press that knee down. Inhale, try and lift the knee up. Exhale, press down. And breathe in. As you breathe out, take a little twist, looking over that back shoulder. Keep flexing this left foot. Look over that shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, press that knee to the floor as you twist the other way. So try and imagine spinal twisting the upper back. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist the other way. Then inhale, come up. Exhale, slide your right hand down to the outside of that foot. Left hand stays beside your hip. And fold. Imagine trying to bring the nose towards your knee. Keep pressing that right knee towards the floor. Full breath in. And out. In. And out. And it's another one of my favorite poses because it really gets into your lower back as well. And release. Come up. And bring that leg back. Bring the other foot in. Against your inner thigh. And press down with that left arm. Inhale, try and lift the knee up. So again, you want to be such pressure that you feel a slight shake. As you exhale, relax the knee, but keep pressing with the hand. So even if the knee's on the floor, as you anchor down through this leg and press through this arm, you'll get even more of an opening in the hip crease. Inhale, try and lift the knee up. Exhale, press down. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist. Spinal twist the upper back. So try and draw the right shoulder back, right shoulder forward, left shoulder back. Lift and lengthen right through the tailbone, I was about to say, right from the tailbone to the crown. Inhale, center. Exhale, other way. Still pressing that left knee towards the floor. Breathe in and out. Twist. In and out. Twist the other way. Inhale, come back. Exhale, slide that left hand to the outside of the right foot. And try and bring your nose towards your knee. So you should feel a stretch in your lower back as well. Full breath in. And out. And in. and out. And release, come up, come back to center. Stretch the legs out, shake those legs out. Bounce up and down a couple of times. And then if you wish, you can come down into a little Shavasana for a moment, just simply noticing how you feel now in that around your hips and your back. And also emotionally, when we work on our hips, we can release emotional tension. We release physical tension around our hips. We can release emotional tension. And just taking a few breaths here and checking in. If there are any, what we call low vibration emotions, if you are feeling a little bit emotional, just acknowledge that. Just notice if there is some sadness moving through me, or there is some grief moving through me, or guilt or shame. Sometimes those kind of emotions can come up. And just accept. So, although there is moving through me, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. Although I may feel shame moving through me, for example, I love and accept myself exactly as I am. The part of yoga is just honoring that, honoring the fact that we all store these emotions. And the thing is, if we don't release them, then that's how they end up coming out in breakdown in the body, joint degeneration, really chronic stiffness or whatever, or even, tumors and illness and disease, that kind of thing. So see it as a safe space to let it out. You can give yourself a hug, hugging the knees in, rock a little bit side to side. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself back up to sitting. And just bringing your palms together, hands to heart, heart to hands. And you'll bow to seal your practice. Namaste. Enjoy the rest of your day. Any questions, any comments, please let me know. Much love. Kuram kiara kushniya. Kuhiya maturam kiara kushniya. Kiara kumya kia tumya kia. Oh, shokuhiya kano. Hi kharamatu hiya naniki na tutarmatushna ya tumya kia. Whoo. Blessings. Oh, don't you feel good now? Don't you feel good now?